Right, some really big breaking news here now. So Israel has now attacked Iran, bringing this a lot closer now to a world war. This is absolutely just disgusting. So they've targeted Iranian nuclear sites, and apparently some people have been killed. Right? Look at it. We saw this coming actually. Of course, Israel don't give a fuck, and Rubio still going, oh yeah, we Israel has a right to self-defense. What? How is this self-defense? So the Israeli military has carried out several waves of airstrikes targeting nuclear facilities and military sites across Iran, killing senior Iranian military officials and nuclear scientists. Yeah, not that I agree with nuclear power and everything, but still. In a pre-recorded video message posted early Friday morning, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said the strikes were aimed at hurting Iran's nuclear infrastructure and ballistic missile factories. Really. This operation will take as long as it needed to complete the task of fending off a threat of annihilation against us, Netanyahu said. The only real threat is you. You're the real threat. You're the one that's bombing everywhere in Gaza and West Bank, and so what you say is bullshit. The Israeli military confirmed to the Times of Israel newspaper it had launched an aerial campaign against Iran's nuclear program in an operation dubbed Nation of Lions. Really. Yeah, in America, they pulled out the Iran nuclear deal again, because of course they have. And apparently, yeah, they actually withdrawn some of the troops because they knew this was coming. And what Trump's saying, oh yeah, we had nothing to do with it. Bullshit. Of course you did. The Israeli military chief of staff, Eyal Zamir, said Iran's nuclear program had reached a point of no return, and Israel could not wait for another moment of time. Yeah, you could not wait. You could just couldn't wait, could you? Couldn't wait. Like you can't wait to bomb Gaza over in the fight to preserve our existence. Yeah, what about the existence of the Gazan people and everything? An unnamed Israeli military official had told reporters that fighter jets had carried out 5 waves of attacks, featuring hundreds of strikes in total. Israeli strikes have been confirmed in at least 8 locations across Iran, including the capital Tehran, Iran's main uranium enrichment site in Natanz, and a nuclear research site in Tabriz. Iranian state media has reported several casualties with civilians. Yeah, because they don't give a fuck about civilians, do they? And senior Iranian officials among the dead. Confirmed killed are Hossein Salami, Commander-in-Chief of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Mohammad Bagheri, the Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces, and nuclear scientist Mohammad Mehdi Paranchi, and Faridun Abbasi. Yeah, I'm not sure if I said it right. In a statement following the attack, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei told Israel to prepare for a bitter and painful fate. Yeah, Iran has a right to defend itself. Iran's foreign ministry and said Tehran has a legal and legitimate right to respond. Yeah, of course, as it vowed to involve the US, as Israel's strike could not have taken place without its coordination and authorization. With or without the US, we would have done it anyway. That's what I think. I think this is the areas that's been targeted. We went in the northwest area and the central parts, and in Tehran here. Israel prepares for Iranian response, as we should. In a statement earlier on Friday, IDF Minister Israel Katz described the attacks as preemptive and said that Israel was preparing for Iran's response. So why did you bomb Iran anyway? You knew what was going to happen, but then again, you don't give a fuck, do you? A missile and UAV drone attack against the state of Israel and its civilian population is expected in the immediate time frame. Not the civilians, probably just the somewhere. Because when Iran bombs sites, we don't tend to go for the civilians either, like what Israel does. Israel, they just murder everyone. Sirens have sounded across Israel as a warning to people, while the Israel military announced in a post on Twitter Israel's civil and public security guidelines have been changed to essential activity as of 3 a.m. local time, it's midnight GMT, 1 a.m. British Standard Summertime. The guidelines include a ban on educational activities, gatherings, and workplaces except for essential businesses, it said. Israel's Ministry of Transportation has confirmed that it also closed the country's airspace for arrivals and departures until further notice. Rubio claimed Thursday he was not involved in the strikes, yeah. And he also said, we defend Israel's right to self-defense, yeah, fuck off. And he urged Iran not to target American interests or personnel now in the region. Why would Iran do that? Does Iran have a right to defend itself? Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, yes, you are. And our top priority is protecting American forces in the region, Rubio said in a statement. Let me be clear, Iran should not target US interests or personnel, he added. But what about would you say that if Israel was involved, Israel should not target US interests or personnel? Yeah, you wouldn't say that, would you? But if 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 Israel bombs somewhere, the other side they don't have a right to. You always have a go at them, so you never have a go at Israel. If it was the other way around, you would be pathetic, isn't it? Sort of this Israel standing all this Darvo crap. Al Jazeera's correspondent in DC, Alan Fisher, said developments over recent days indicated that Trump was told there was going to be some sort of strike. Just 24 hours ago, the US announced that it was going to start moving non-essential personnel out of the embassy in Baghdad. It also recommended that others in embassies around the region could also leave if they wish, he said. Fisher said Trump did not want Iran to get a nuclear weapon. No one should have nuclear weapons. Iran, Israel, UK, or otherwise. But he was hoping that nuclear talks would be able to avert a conflict. Yeah, but you pulled out of the deal, didn't you? The big question now, of course, is how the US reacts to any response from Iran. If we side with Israel, I'd suggest that the nuclear talks are done. Any response from Iran? Oh, Iran shouldn't have done that. Israel has a right to defend itself. So Iran, so that means Israel can bomb Iran again because they have a right to defend itself, but Iran can't bomb them in response. You're just going round in circles. Fucking disgusting, pathetic. US Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, still intends to hold another meeting with the Iranians at the weekend. Of course, it will be up to Iran to decide whether or not we want to go. Iran's Defense Minister Aziz Nazir-Zadeh said on Wednesday that his country would target US military bases in the region if nuclear talks break down and US launches attacks. Yeah, of course. As long as no civilians get murdered and whatnot. Yeah, blown to bits. Some officials on the other side threaten conflict if negotiations don't come to fruition. Yeah, I don't think the US don't give a fuck about negotiations. As long as it's all in their interest and Israel's interest, they don't give a fuck about anyone else. If a conflict is imposed on us, all US bases are within our reach, and we will boldly target them in host countries, Nazir Zadeh told reporters. Washington and Tehran have held 5 rounds of nuclear talks since April as Trump seeks a deal that would place constraints on Iran's uranium enrichment. Yeah, so there you go. So, so again, a war. Israel attacked Iran, bringing us closer to global conflict. And of course, because Trump doesn't give a fuck, neither does Rubio or anyone. They just up Israel's arse as per usual. Israel has the right to defend itself. No, it doesn't. What about everyone else? So yeah. So there you go. Very bad.